The Pi network has captured the imagination of millions worldwide, presenting a unique and accessible entry point into the complex world of digital currencies. Unlike many cryptocurrencies that require powerful computers and significant technical knowledge to mine, Pi offers a revolutionary approach. It allows users to accumulate coins simply by using their smartphones, pressing a button once a day to prove their engagement. This simplicity has been the primary driver of its massive user base, which has swelled to over 47 million people. This community-centric model promises to democratize access to cryptocurrency, making it available to everyday individuals who might otherwise be excluded from the digital finance revolution. It's this promise of inclusivity and ease of use that forms the foundation of its widespread appeal. The core idea behind Pi is to build a cryptocurrency that is not only easy to mine but also widely distributed among a large number of people before it gains significant monetary value. The project's founders, a team from Stanford University, envisioned a network secured and operated by its users, preventing the concentration of wealth often seen with early cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. This vision resonates deeply with those who feel the current financial systems are inequitable. The prospect of being an early adopter in a project with such a vast and growing community creates a powerful sense of potential. People are drawn in by the hope that their daily taps on a phone screen could one day translate into tangible financial worth, making them part of a groundbreaking economic experiment. This immense interest is fueled by the narrative of creating a peer-to-peer marketplace powered by its own native currency. The project aims to build a robust ecosystem where Pi can be used to purchase real goods and services, moving beyond mere speculation and into the realm of genuine utility. The excitement is not just about the potential for future financial gains, but also about participating in the construction of a new digital economy from the ground up. This collective effort, where each user contributes to the network's security and growth, fosters a strong sense of community and shared purpose. It's this combination of accessibility, a large user base, and a compelling vision for a utility-driven currency that keeps the world watching Pi network with keen anticipation. The journey of Pi has been a slow and deliberate one, a stark contrast to the fast-paced launches typical of the crypto space. This methodical approach, while frustrating for some, is designed to ensure the network is stable, secure, and ready for mass adoption when it finally transitions to a fully open system. The prolonged development phase has allowed its community to mature and its ecosystem of potential applications to begin taking shape. This buildup of anticipation has created a powerful mystique around the project. The central question on everyone's mind is whether this long-term strategy will culminate in a successful launch that validates the faith and patience of its millions of followers, turning their digital holdings into a recognized and valuable asset on the global stage. Currently, the Pi network operates in what is known as an enclosed mainnet phase. This is a crucial distinction that separates it from fully fledged cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. In this stage, the Pi blockchain is live and functional, but it is protected by a firewall that prevents external connectivity. This means that users who have passed the Know Your Customer, or KYC verification, can transfer their mined Pi to their mainnet wallets, and even transact with other verified users within the ecosystem. However, they cannot transfer their Pi coins to major external crypto exchanges. This controlled environment is designed to allow the network to test its infrastructure, build out applications, and foster utility without the price volatility that comes with open market trading. A common point of confusion for many observers is the appearance of a Pi price on various cryptocurrency exchanges like HTX and BitGet. It is vital to understand that these listed assets are not the actual Pi coins from the mainnet. Instead, they are IOU or IOU tokens. These are essentially speculative placeholders or promises for the real Pi coin, created by the exchanges themselves. Their prices are driven entirely by market speculation and do not reflect any official value endorsed by the Pi network's core team. The price of these IOUs can be extremely volatile, as seen in 2025 when prices fluctuated wildly, and they carry significant risk since they are not backed by the actual transferable asset. The purpose of the enclosed mainnet is strategic. It allows the Pi core team to focus on building a sustainable ecosystem before exposing the currency to the pressures of the open market. The goal is to encourage the development of decentralized applications or dApps and onboard merchants who are willing to accept Pi for goods and services. By fostering real-world use cases first, the project hopes to establish an intrinsic value for the coin that is based on utility rather than pure speculation. This period is a critical test of the project's vision. Can it create a functioning digital economy within its closed walls before opening the gates to the wider crypto world? The success of this phase will largely determine Pi's strength upon its eventual public launch. As of August 2025, the situation remains one of patient waiting for the vast majority of Pi holders. While some transactions occur within the network's walled garden, the true market value of Pi remains an unknown quantity. The prices seen on exchanges are for IOUs and are not a reliable indicator of what Pi will be worth once the mainnet opens. The core team has repeatedly warned users against treating these IOU prices as official, emphasizing that the enclosed period is for building and testing. Therefore, anyone assessing Pi's current standing must look past the speculative IOU markets and focus on the internal growth of its ecosystem and the progress toward an open mainnet launch. The single most anticipated event for the Pi network is the transition from its current enclosed state to a fully open mainnet. This launch would remove the firewall, allowing for connectivity to other blockchains and, crucially, enabling Pi to be listed and traded on major cryptocurrency exchanges. This event is the primary catalyst that could unlock the coin's market value, as it would expose it to a much broader pool of investors and liquidity for the first time. A successful and secure launch would signify that the project has reached maturity, potentially leading to a surge in interest and a process of true price discovery. However, the timing of this launch remains uncertain and is dependent on the network meeting its internal development and ecosystem maturity goals. Another critical factor that will heavily influence Pi's future value is user adoption and the growth of its ecosystem. A cryptocurrency's long-term success is not determined by speculation alone, but by its utility. For Pi to thrive, it needs a robust network of applications and services that use the coin. This includes everything from e-commerce platforms and social media apps to games and service marketplaces built on the Pi blockchain. The more people who actively use Pi for transactions rather than just holding it, the more stable and valuable the currency will become. The active engagement of its 47 million strong user base in these dApps will be a testament to the network's real-world viability. The potential for listing on top-tier exchanges like Binance or Coinbase represents another massive catalyst. Such listings would grant the project immense credibility, visibility, and access to millions of established crypto traders. This would significantly increase trading volume and liquidity, which are essential for price stability and growth. Rumors of potential listings often create waves of excitement, but until an official announcement is made, they remain speculative. A major exchange listing is often seen as a rite of passage for a serious crypto project, and for Pi, it would be a clear signal that it has arrived on the global stage, moving beyond its initial mining phase into a new era of market participation. However, the path to a high valuation is also filled with significant hurdles. One of the biggest risks is the potential for massive selling pressure immediately following the open mainnet launch. Early adopters and miners have accumulated large quantities of Pi at no monetary cost, and many will likely be eager to cash out their holdings as soon as they can. This flood of sell orders could overwhelm buying demand and suppress the price, especially in the initial stages of trading. Managing this supply shock will be a major challenge. Furthermore, the broader cryptocurrency market is notoriously volatile, and Pi's price will inevitably be influenced by overall market trends, investor sentiment, and global economic factors beyond its control. Predicting whether Pi will ever reach a price of $50 is an exercise in navigating a wide spectrum of opinions, from cautious skepticism to bold optimism. On the conservative side, many analysts point to the enormous circulating supply and the looming threat of early adopters selling off their holdings. Forecasts in this camp often place Pi's potential value in the single digits, perhaps ranging from $2 to $10 in the years following a successful open mainnet launch. Some projections for 2030, like those from Crypto Ninjas, suggest a more modest range of under $2. These predictions are grounded in the reality that a high per-coin price would imply an astronomical market capitalization. which may be difficult to achieve without unprecedented utility and adoption. On the other end of the spectrum lies a far more optimistic outlook, one that fuels the hopes of the Pi community. These bullish predictions, such as those from Digital Coin Price, which have forecasted prices well over $100, are based on the sheer size of Pi's user base and its disruptive potential. Proponents argue that if even a fraction of its 47 million users begin transacting regularly, it could create an economic network rivaling those of major tech companies. The argument is that traditional valuation models do not apply to a project with such a massive, pre-built distribution network. The $50 target, in this view, is not only achievable but could be surpassed if the ecosystem flourishes and Pi becomes a widely used currency for everyday digital commerce. Ultimately, the future value of Pi hinges less on speculative forecasts and more on tangible developments. The journey to $50 or any other valuation will be determined by the successful execution of its roadmap. Key milestones include a seamless open mainnet launch, the widespread adoption of Pi by merchants, the development of compelling dApps that attract active users, and listings on major global exchanges. Without a thriving ecosystem that gives the coin real-world utility, Pi risks becoming just another speculative asset with a large but inactive community. The project must prove that it can transition from a social mining phenomenon into a functional and indispensable digital economy. Therefore, while the question of Pi hitting $50 is captivating, it remains fundamentally unanswerable at this stage. The path forward is laden with both immense opportunity and significant risk. The crypto market is inherently unpredictable, and any investment carries the potential for both substantial gains and losses. For prospective investors and current holders, the wisest approach is to exercise caution and diligence. It is essential to look beyond the hype and price predictions, conduct thorough personal research into the project's progress and fundamentals, and make informed decisions based on one's own risk tolerance. The future of Pi is yet to be written, and only time will tell if it can fulfill its ambitious vision.